quarter, rebounded with a win over Jesus Soto Caras, but definitely needs a win to stay among the world elite in this division tonight. Yet another tough matchup for him in Amir Khan. We mentioned Cunningham's Place near Ferguson, Missouri. It's called Knockouts, a chance for something positive tonight. And you see right there the crowd getting ready to watch this fight. Cunningham walks the walk, again, taking kids with no direction, surrounded by despair, giving them hope, bringing them in to his gym. And oh, by the way, besides just giving life to so many kids, also training Corey Spinks and Devon Alexander to world championships. Let's go ringside. Time for the main event. And Mauro Ranallo.
Thanks a lot as we get set for this pivotal welterweight matchup. Former champions Amir Khan in his second bout at 147 pounds and former welterweight kingpin Devon Alexander getting ready to face off. 1 year in the making.
Well, fans from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, the time has come for the featured bout of the evening. Please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, ladies and gentlemen, here is the former two-weight division world champion from St. Louis. Please welcome Devon Alexander the Great.
Turn up. We always get money, man. Young G.
Hard to believe that it took Devon Alexander 29 pro fights to make his debut in the fight capital of the world, the staple of premium cable television. Alexander always dreamed that when he finally made it to the bright lights of Las Vegas, that it would be for a big-time fight. And Al Bernstein, it doesn't get much bigger than a high-stakes showdown between two of the top 10 in the most talent-laden division in boxing, with a potential mega money payday on the line.
Very important match for Devon Alexander, and you know, we saw all the travails of the area he lives in. He said getting away and getting to camp was really a refuge for him, and he promised, I am focused on this fight. And I think we're going to see a very focused Devon Alexander come into this fight. As with Khan, there are some high stakes involved.
Coming off an impressive win over Jesus Soto Caras, with his back against the wall, losing the welterweight championship to Sean Porter, he knew that he needed not only to bounce back with a win, but an impressive one. Showed a more aggressive side and taking out the battle-tested Mexican veteran. Beating Soto Caras, and now looking to get back into the big money fights. Let's go back to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
And now, here is the former unified 140-pound champion of the world from Bolton, England, Amir King Khan.
Amir Khan celebrated his 21st birthday by stopping Graham Earl in 72 seconds before he watched compatriot Ricky Hatton fight Floyd Mayweather on television. That night, he wished he would one day be able to emulate the Hitman by headlining at the MGM Grand Garden Arena 7 years later, days after turning 28. His wish comes true as he makes the walk to the ring. And Paulie, you faced Amir Khan 5 years ago, or make that 4 years ago, almost 5 years now. What are the biggest improvements you've seen since being in the ring with him?
You know, at the time, he was always the same fast, speedy boxer he is now. One of the most difficult things to deal with Amir Khan is the fact that he's so tall, controls his range very well, and has that speed. A lot of times, though, just like I said in the last fight with Keith Thurman, Khan actually bites off more than he can chew, would stay in that pocket a little too long. Maybe when he should throw a 4-punch combo, he would throw a 6 or 7. Or what happened, a lot of times he'd get hit with the return, and with the shaky chin he has, it would hurt him. Now he's kind of adjusted that. He's become more patient. He's taking the shorter combos.
Yep, showed patience against Louis Collazo in his first fight at welterweight. 3-0 under Virgil Hunter, and a man who has never missed a single fight. His father, Shah Khan, has been there for all of his amateur bouts and has been ringside for each and every one of his professional fights, none bigger than this one tonight, as Khan has his sights set on potentially cashing in on the Floyd Mayweather sweepstakes, although again the rumblings and the negotiations continue for the biggest fight in boxing between Mayweather and Pacquiao. Let's go to the tail of the tape.
The one number you can hang your hat on here is probably the little reach advantage that Amir Khan has, and he'll try and use that, as Paulie said, as a fighter that fights tall and will try and keep his jab out there. But the big difference here is that Devon Alexander is a lefty. However, Khan fought Luis Collazo and won in his last fight against a lefty.
All right, so here at MGM Grand Garden Arena, we are set for the main event. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Grand Garden Arena here at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Showtime, in association with Khan Promotions and the Great Promotions, sponsored by Corona, La Cerveza Más Fina, AT&T, mobilizing your world, Mexico, live it to believe it, and Casa Noble Tequila, single estate grown premium tequila. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the president Mauricio Suleiman, the supervisor Rex Ross Walker, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Francisco Aguilar, supervisor Robert Bennett. Introducing at this time are three judges scoring the bout from ringside. From Avon, Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. From Flushing, New York, John McKay. And from Las Vegas, Nevada, Jerry Roth. Our referee in charge of the bout, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Hall of Famer Robert Byrd. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Silver Welterweight Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, it's showtime! Introducing you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri. He weighed in at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds. His record stands at 26 wins, 2 losses, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the IBF #3 world welterweight contender. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former 2-weight division champion of the world, introducing Devon Alexander the Great. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with gold trim, hailing from Bolton, Lancashire, England. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 147 pounds. He holds the WBC Silver Welterweight belt at a record of 29 wins, 3 losses, with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBC #1 welterweight contender. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former unified 140-pound champion of the world, introducing Amir King Khan. Once again, here's our referee in charge, Robert Byrd.
You had your instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm going to remind you of now, when I tell you stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing, give me a clean break. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Mr. Khan, yes. Mr. Alexander, gentlemen, let's do this.
Referee Robert Byrd administering final instructions. We are set for 12 rounds or less in the welterweight division. Devon Alexander's camp wearing shirts to honor bouncer Herb Burnett at Cunningham's bar knockouts. He was killed on opening night by a man who tried to force his way in through the exit door. Jamal T. Martin of St. Louis was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Our condolences to Herb Burnett loved ones as we are set here at MGM Grand Garden Arena. Alexander in the red with white. Amir Khan is wearing specially designed 24-karat gold shorts, the most expensive in sporting history. They're covered in lamb Napa leather with crocodile trim. Lining is 100% silk, worth about 50,000 American dollars. He'll be donating the trunks to charity after the fight.
Good hook there by Amir, but Alexander looks reactive too. Trying to punch over the top of that jab right there. He tried.
A very stationary Amir Khan right now as they stay right in each other's wheelhouse. And under Virgil Hunter, Amir Khan has been programmed to punch, 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 then move a little bit, not stay in and brawl. We'll see if he does that tonight.
Khan facing his second straight lefty, 6-0 coming into this fight against southpaws with 4 victories inside the distance. A lot of success.
Cunningham and Devon Alexander said they would put smart pressure on
There's
Khan.
the speed.
Right now, the hand speed of Khan is giving Devon Alexander some issues.
And it's not just the speed, it's that range. Good right hand. Because Devon can match Amir with speed, but he just can't match the range.
Remember, Sean Porter was able to land a right hand a lot against Devon Alexander, and Khan has one of the best right hands around.
So blazing hand speed on display early for Amir Khan as they clinch as we cross the midpoint of the opening round.
Of course, the elephant in the room is the fact that Amir Khan has from time to time been susceptible to power punches. And Devon Alexander, while he's not known now as a power puncher, he's been boxing more, can punch with authority.
Things get dangerous when people start to try to punch with Amir. And that's a lot of times when Amir's been caught with big shots. I'm not sure if Alexander has the wherewithal to be the type of guy to punch with you, because when you try to punch with a guy, you have to be willing to take a shot. A lot of time boxers are looking to counter. They're more technical. Alexander's a technical type.
Watch your feet, watch your feet.
Of course, when facing a southpaw, foot placement very important. Al wanting to keep Khan wants to keep that lead left outside, and there's the speed again of Amir Khan as straight left hand go by Alexander in the counter. And right hand clip Khan.
And that's the thing about Amir. He will hold you when you get close. Robert Byrd let them work out of it there. Alexander did not accept that clinch. And that's one way of making Amir uncomfortable. You make him fight in those clinches. He likes to hold when he gets close range.
For Amir Khan, establishing the jab, in my mind, is very important. Combinations, then move. Didn't do that all the way in round one. He did land the right hand very effectively during the course of this round. As for Devon Alexander, be patient, but got to make him engage. He did do that, and I think the right hook, which he did land and hurt Khan with, is a big punch. At the end of round number one, things really heated up. Khan felt that he had hurt Devon Alexander, and here's the holding where he tried to hold, but instead Alexander pushes him off, and then he's able to effectively get him with that right hook. And Khan's smiling, but maybe the indication that that punch stunned him a little bit. We'll see.
Bell in round number two, when you get two good boxers inside the squared circle, comes down to the battle of the jab, and You see Amir Khan looking to establish it early here in round 2.
Looking at my keys, I almost said during the first round, boy, Devon Alexander staying on the outside, allowing Khan to box and dictate the pace, kind of ignoring the keys that I said, which is you got to be patient, but at some point make him engage.
Khan stepping on Alexander's right foot. That's going to be a battle in itself, isn't it, Paulie? The foot placement.
Yeah, making those adjustments to those southpaws, it's always a battle of positioning when it's a right-hander and a left-hander fighting each other.
Most left-handers use the left hand as their big power punch. For Devon Alexander, it's his right hook, and he and Kevin Hunningham told us that's a punch he's going to have to land. He did land it from an awkward position in round 1.
Khan Alexander doing a good job avoiding the attack of Khan, and Khan again clinching, as we saw in the Collazo fight, and has made a career of it, as Paulie mentioned. Loves to go on the attack and then clinch, and actually he uses the clinch to initiate some of his offense.
Yeah, sometimes he'll hold you and then he'll push you off and kind of work, but these clinches are actually not always initiated by Khan. A lot of times it's just typical smothers. Alexander's just ducking down, and you can't blame anybody for those clinches.
Khan able to sneak the jab to the midsection of Alexander. Comes up with the right hand that connects.
Alexander trying to time that right hand with his own left hand. He just missed there.
I think Devon Alexander's making one fundamental error. He's constantly moving to his left, into the wheelhouse of the right hand of Khan. He's showing him no movement to the right, not keeping his right foot outside the left foot of Khan.
Amir has so much range. He's so tall that to get on the other side and to land that left hand, sometimes that reaching up. If you move over to the right, and I'm not saying it's always the right move. If you move over to your left, you may find the opening for the left hand.
Combination scores by Amir Khan. Straight left to the sternum by Alexander.
And the reason Alexander's got to move to the right is he's a right hook artist. He's got to land that punch.
Khan's kryptonite has been the left hook, but again, against southpaws, he's 6-0, has to avoid the right hook of Alexander. And again, putting on display that blurring hand speed here in round number 2. Right hand to the gut by Khan.
Good job, good job. Didn't I tell you? He's getting frustrated. When he comes forward like that, he's frustrated. Now look at his corner. His corner's frustrated. Stay calm doing what you're doing, okay?
But don't let him jump in and catch you with that sucker shit. Right? You got him right where you want him. Right? Because he got to jump to you to do whatever he want to do, he got to jump to you with. And you timing it there.
We look at the footwork. And that's where what often happens when a lefty and righty meet. In this case, it's Khan stepping on Alexander's feet as he tries to land a right hand. Very awkward action.
The bell in round at number 3 when discussing his 2 losses to Sean Porter and Timothy Bradley. Alexander told us that he wasn't mentally prepared for their rough tactics. And against Khan, again, Khan has propensity as well of getting in close, doing what's necessary to get off his shots.
It is interesting. We're looking at 2 fighters who have been known at various times in their career for a lot of lateral movement. Now we're seeing a little bit from Khan, but we've seen almost none of it so far. They've been right in the wheelhouse for each other.
They're trying that counter left hand, but again, just coming up short. And that's the thing, the frustration of trying to time Amir Khan.
Khan changing levels, doing a good job going to body, and then following up with a left hook that bounced off the arm of Alexander.
That's the thing, he's got those long arms. If you back off and try to pull and counter Khan, he'll still reach you. If you try to duck underneath, he'll just end up on top of you and smother you. So it's very, very tricky fighting Amir Khan. It's a difficult proposition to try to box a technical fight with him.
You have to make him uncomfortable in the fight, and it's going to be hard for Alexander to do that from long range, unless Alexander lands something of consequence that gets him on the inside. We'll see.
Khan with a 2-inch reach advantage. Applying the jab, trying to put it in the face of Alexander. Again, coming in close. A minute and a half remaining in the third round.
Alexander not jabbing now. Shouldn't have banned the jab, and there he goes back to it.
There's a counter right hand by Khan, connects.
And again, that's the control of range Amir has. You see Alexander had to reach with the straight left hand. Amir timed him with the counter right.
Minute remaining in the third.
Both of you guys, watch your heads.
And Khan has been more active in this fight, throwing about 30 more punches than Alexander. And in this round, he's doubled the amount that Alexander has thrown according to show stats. So Devon has been not economical at best with his punches.
Devon trying to change his level here.
Yeah, the
can draw Amir into something.
hook from Khan.
The left hook is a great weapon against southpaws, and when you add it to the good right hand that Khan has, that can make you very effective against left.
There's Khan pushing his head down.
Alexander tried to duck underneath the offense, and what happens? Amir just ends up on top of you.
Khan carrying on a conversation with Alexander. Double jab from Khan. So a good start for Amir King Khan in his second fight at 147 pounds.
Amir Khan in the last round. As Devon Alexander misses with the left hand, he lands a nice right. So countering work by Khan, and then a punch that's straight low and caused some words from Robert Byrd. That one kind of on the belt line, but maybe a smidge low, and Amir Khan felt it.
He can put his head down though.
Yeah, and no point deduction.
Double jab. 1, 2, 3. Step to him on a double jab. And throw your 2 and your 3.
So we are set for round number 4 here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, the main event of the welterweight division, and an interesting matchup style-wise. Alexander's faced mostly pressure fighters or big punchers, rarely been matched with boxers like Khan. It's a counter straight left down the middle by Alexander.
And really, boxers like Khan that, stay straight up like that.
Give Alexander credit. He's trying to remain planted in his position and try to throw right from there. He's trying to let Amir do the leading and maybe give up his height and range. He just missed a couple of times there.
There was a good counter right in that last exchange from Devon Alexander.
You see, there he goes again. He's tried to check hook. He missed it there. But again, he's trying to make Amir give up his height because trying to lead himself. He's walking into a lot of counters from Amir.
Jab from Khan. Alexander rolled with it. Able to withstand that furious combination from Amir Khan. A minute gone in the 4th round.
And you see from out here, whoever's going to dominate the jab game is going to dictate that the other guy's going to have to lead. Because if you're getting beat in the jab game, you're going to have to try to do something else.
A lot of people thought it would come down to a battle of the jabs as Khan walking Alexander down. Alexander darting forward.
See, when it's two fast guys, a lot of times they both want to counter. So whoever dominates the jab game forces the other guy to initiate more offense, and in that way he can try to counter him.
Minute and a half remaining in the 4th. Alexander crouching down, trying to get Khan to lead. Baiting him.
One of the big wild cards in this fight, I think, has been the left hook of Khan, which has been very effective. We assumed he would try and land the right, and he has, but he's found a home for that left hook as well.
Yeah, it's a long left hook a lot of times. Even Alexander thinks he's out of range, but it finds him.
Under a minute remaining as Alexander scored with a shot to the body. Another quick combination from Khan. Able to sneak the jab through the tight guard of Alexander. There's a nice left hook to the body by Khan.
See, Amir Devon tried to catch and shoot, but he just missed. Amir is tough to time. You got to punch with him.
No one would ever underestimate the hand speed and combination punching of Khan. Even in fights that were uneven or a little ragged for him in which he got hurt, that was always on display.
Khan ducking, Alexander ducking underneath, initiating the clinch. Counter left upstairs by Alexander as Khan went to the body. They exchanged shots to the head. Oh, straight right connects by Khan. It's a family affair, and he's been ringside throughout his entire pro and amateur career. Shah Khan here in Las Vegas supporting his son. Meanwhile, back in Missouri at Devon Alexander trainers Kevin Cunningham's establishment. Knockouts, watching the action, supporting Devon Alexander, who grew up 15 minutes away from the epicenter of the social unrest. The fans there looking for something positive, hoping that Devon Alexander brings home the victory.
Stay behind your stick. Stay behind your defense. Jab, jab. Get to him in range. Anyone working from the bottom up. And when you do it every round, you winning. Every round, big. You stay focused. Don't let all that dance because that ain't nothing.
The operative word from Virgil Hunter to Amir Khan: stay focused. While in the other corner, Cunningham wants Devon Alexander to work from the bottom up. Everything behind that jab, go to the body, then upstairs. And again, Khan taking the opportunity while in the clinch to deliver some of those short shots.
Yeah, and you got to give him credit. You know, he's working in those clinches.
Very important what Kevin Cunningham has been saying to Alexander. Got to use the jab and double it. Look at the difference in jabs for Amir Khan against Alexander. So Alexander's got to get that punch going so he can land other punches.
There he is, using the jab a lot more in this round, and scores with that straight left to the body.
And Kevin Cunningham had mentioned that in the corner. Use that jab up and down, and then let your hands go when you close range. They're really emphasizing the fact that he's got to close the range behind the jab.
Safe to say that thus far the speed advantage definitely in the favor of Amir Khan.
Yeah, his hand speed has always been special, and this controlled version of Amir Khan is intriguing. There, that left hand got in.
Yep.
You know what it is? Devon is very, very fast, but again, it's Amir's ability to control range allows him to dictate the speed game.
He's dictating a lot of the game, although Alexander coming back as we cross the halfway point of round number 5.
You know, say whatever you want. This version of Amir Khan stays balanced more often. He doesn't lunge in as much, and that's what prevents him from getting in these dangerous positions.
Left uppercut on the inside by Alexander.
Very, very dangerous. And like I said earlier, he's not overstaying his welcome.
Khan feeling very comfortable at welterweight, feels stronger, moving up from 140 pounds, and there's a right hook countered by Alexander, but then the jab gets through for Khan. 1-2 combination for Amir Khan.
The great Gil Clancy used to say, if you punch, do not wait for a receipt. And that's exactly what they've been teaching Khan not to do.
Yeah, he either gets out or initiates a clinch. He's got a defensive response after all his offense.
Khan fighting for the first time as a father. Said that it was hard being away from his wife and newborn daughter, but the extra incentive, the motivation to do all the hard work in the gym. Look for a big win here tonight. Alexander coming forward with the jab, misses. Utilize that footwork. There's a straight right hand by Amir Khan. Alexander looking to close with a flurry, walking down Khan, trying to cut off the ring.
Got a bell coming.
just charging him. Every time you pick me, you hit me, right? Jab, hook, straight right. That's landing, ain't it? Drop the court. Keep him mixed up with the lead. He can't do nothing about it. Quit running in there waiting wild. Just stick. Pick him. We beating him up. I'm telling you, we ain't gonna be able to take this for 2 or 3 more rounds.
Amir Khan has been able to land combinations very effectively. The difference in hand speed has been discernible. Landing the right hand, then quickly getting off a couple of more punches on the inside when Alexander is there. But you know, that's also an example of what Virgil Hunter doesn't want him to do. He did land the right, but then kind of lunged in instead of staying outside, and Virgil gave him an earful about that.
This fight a de facto audition perhaps for big money fights against the likes of Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao. They can't finally come to an agreement. And Paulie, tell us what you've seen out of Alexander and Khan thus far that has impressed you the most.
Again, Amir has the ability to control range, the ability to know how to win rounds. He's a very difficult guy to win rounds against. And again, if you try to box him from a technical standpoint, you're going to have a lot of trouble. And that includes anybody in the world, includes possibly Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. I think he's a very difficult proposition against any boxer. Guys that punch with him have the best chance of success. They may not win rounds, but they may catch him.
Counter left by Alexander.
Devon Alexander has only knocked out 1 man in the last 4 years, Lee Purdy from Great Britain. And so the danger for Alexander, while we know that Khan can be hurt, is that if he digs himself a big hole, he may not be able to come back and hurt Khan. And right now it appears as if that hole is being dug.
One thing about Amir.
Oh, left hook on the end of that combination by Khan.
A lot of times I felt like when I fought him, he was just moving his arms really fast. There wasn't a lot of power on all the shots. He just letting his arms just fly at you so fast. It's almost like he's like throwing something at you. Like he's just closing his fist and not a lot of weight on the shots. But then suddenly he'll sneak in a hard body shot. So you still got to be careful with Amir's speed because he can vary the offense up and down well. Not to mention the speed wins him rounds.
Doing a good job as Amir Khan is staying at range, using that jab, scores with the left hook behind the glove of Alexander. And it's when he throws those blazing quick combinations that he has been caught in the past. He's told us that, you know, people believe that his chin is made out of Cinderella's lost a slipper is the fact that he's hurt himself, Al, by walking into those shots.
And he's shown resilience. He's been down many times, 8 times in his career, but he has mostly gotten up, and, you know, he's a tough man.
And he's a competitor.
Beautiful combination by Khan.
Again, at this point, it's the frustration from Alexander, you know, because again, if you can't cut the range on Khan, it's his speed that will dominate you. He's a taller, rangier guy.
Another left hook countered by Khan.
And let's remember, Devon Alexander doesn't normally fight this way. He's not a come-forward kind of aggressive fighter. He's being forced to do something he doesn't normally do.
Yeah, and it's because he's falling behind in the rounds.
Yeah.
Tried to punch with Amir there, though.
Counter left hand by Alexander.
Left hook by Khan. Alexander's brother Lamar Jackson is in his corner, and other members of his family in attendance here at MGM Grand Garden Arena. A look there at his kids and his fiancée Cecily. He has a daughter, actually, 4-year-old Cecily, so they are waving and supporting their father as he's in tough against Amir Khan here tonight.
As soon as you fire a double jab, straight left hand, you land, but you don't do it no more, man. Give me a double jab, straight left hand, right hook. He won't never shoot it.
Amir Khan on the inside, landing an overhand right against Alexander, and then the left hook. So on the inside, Khan is able to actually do better, and that's a place where Alexander was hoping to do well. That's where Khan lunges in. He doesn't keep his balance, and what happens? He gets hit with a counter left. You heard Kevin Cunningham asking for that now after the jab from Alexander.
We've reached the halfway point of this scheduled 12-round welterweight bout. An aggressive start to round 7 for Devon Alexander. Time to bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. How do you have it through 6 rounds, Steve?
Shutout, 60-54 for Khan. I can't see scoring it any other way. The only thing I could say is it's a terrible style matchup for Devon Alexander.
Yeah, I think Steve got a great point. I mean, again, if you're a boxer, Khan is difficult. I cannot reiterate it enough. If you're a technical boxer, Khan is so difficult.
That would be
and
you.
I've been in there with him, so I know the frustration Devon's feeling right now.
That would be you, yeah. That's tough.
Because the things that usually work, this guy is better at them than you. He's faster, he's got a lot more range with that height, and he knows how to use it. For boxers, controlling range is everything, and Amir controls range very well.
Alexander was able to land the right hook. Alexander was able to stay out of range of that jab, but then gets hit with the right cross.
I will tell you, this fight has come down to the fact, yes, Alexander's landing some straight left hands. That's not his money punch powerfully. He's got to land the right hook, and he's never been in a position to throw that punch.
And that's an example right there. A microcosm of the fight. Amir's able to land, get out of range. Alexander tries to follow it, find the range. He can't find it. Amir counters. A microcosm of the fight right there.
Final minute of the 7th. Khan rips off another 1-2 combination again, showing off the speed. The right uppercut followed by the right to the face. And the referee admonishing Khan for holding on to the head. We've seen that modus operandi before.
Holding and hitting there, which worked effectively for Khan, but it is illegal.
The left hook behind the ear by Amir Khan, who continues to score on Devon Alexander.
Devon tried to punch with him. That's what you got to do. You got to punch with Amir. Mid-combination, and Devon let his left hand go.
So far, so good for Amir Khan in his 2nd fight at welterweight.
Well, when Amir Khan, who has all the hand speed in the world and the combination punching, here he shows us the defense of him moving back and not getting hit by Devon Alexander, and showing the range that Paulie has talked about, even though he got hit with a left hand there. But later in the round, he would show his offensive skills. Jabbing downstairs, an array of punches against Devon Alexander that shows the hand speed that Khan is able to use, and that's where the holding and hitting came in.
Yeah, he actually stopped Zab Judah with that, holding him down and hit him with a body shot. So it's something he tends to use on southpaws.
And he has been so successful with southpaws, as he's pointed out, including Judah and Luis Collazo. He does so well against lefties.
Round 8. MGM Grand Garden Arena. Mauro Ranallo along with Al Bernstein, Paulie Malignaggi at ringside. Amir Khan starts with the jab and connects with the left hook.
You know, we have 2 fighters, oh my, excellent combinations. 2 fighters who have great amateur pedigree and are veteran pros, and they're almost right at exactly the same point. But right now, Amir Khan is just doing so much better in this fight.
Yeah, Khan at 17 became the youngest British fighter ever to win a medal at the Olympics. At the age of 17, Devon Alexander was turning professional.
Yeah, Alexander just barely missed the U.S. Olympic team.
There's a straight right followed by the left hook to the chin of Devon Alexander, and our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood, has Amir Khan winning every round thus far.
And again, you know, you got to give credit to Amir for this performance. People are going to think, oh, maybe it's not the same Devon. No, Devon came ready to fight tonight. I mean, you can see he's a reactive kind of fighter. He's reacting at everything Amir's doing. It's just Amir's doing a very good job of nullifying it.
Lead right hand scores for Amir Khan.
It's a good performance against a very good fighter.
Alexander unable to just get set. There he threw a straight left, but was blocked by Amir Khan, who's now on the move, staying out of range, setting up, and again using that hand speed to full effect. There's a counter right hook by Alexander.
Kevin Cunningham said to us at the meeting they felt there was some confusion with Khan, that because of the changing style he's had with Virgil Hunter, that he's not confident in the style.
Oh, there's a stiff straight left by Alexander.
Alexander's got a chance here. You know, in their nice left hand. You got to cut the ring off, though. He's circling and letting Amir circle. Amir's not looking to engage right now. The left hand, I don't think it hurt him, but it connected well.
There's the hook from Alexander. Finally, a right hook that has force on it.
Khan parried the jab, but then got hit with the left hand behind his glove. Better round for Devon Alexander. 30 seconds left in round 8. Oh, and left hook to the liver by Amir Khan.
Nice little counter right hook again by Alexander on a check.
Khan able to get through with the straight right after Alexander was parrying the jab.
Devon have his hands lower at times. He wants to draw Amir in.
Yep.
No, I got you. Step. That's all.
There's Shah Khan watching intently.
Khan early in that round showing us his hand speed. He's been able to land his left hook effectively, and of course there's the right hand. But here's what they don't like right there. Look at how he's lunging in and throwing it. That's the old Khan, right? Continuing to come in. Later in the round, is this a seminal moment in this fight, or is it just a fluke? We will see the right hook landing. Well, there's the straight left hand by Alexander that got in there. The right hook also would land in this round. It would be an important punch for him. Here we go with the right hook. Alexander, who has not been able to land that punch. Now, that one kind of grazed that Khan, but he was able to get some in as well that were more potent and were able to, I think, make a difference against Amir Khan.
Round 9.
I think the left got Amir's attention a little bit. Threw that left from close range, he was able to get some weight on it.
We are 2/3 of the way through the scheduled 12-rounder. Time to bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. How do you have it after 8?
I give Alexander the last round. Sometimes you give a guy a round because he's getting beaten every other round and he just improves a little bit. That might be the case. But I thought Alexander did enough work with his power shots to take that 8th round.
Time may be running out for the former 140 and 147-pound champion.
Khan has been hurt later in fights, like he was against Julio Diaz, in a fight he controlled for the most part. So that's part of what Alexander can hang his hat on here, maybe, he hopes. Virgil Hunter made the point that almost no one has performed as well against Luis Collazo as Khan did. Mosley did against Collazo, but that was because Collazo had a hand injury. But no one else has been able to do that against Luis Collazo, and Khan just controlled him. And they said we would see a lot of that again against another lefty, and to some degree, to a great degree, we have.
Yes, going on back-to-back performances.
Nice counter, right hook by Alexander.
Alexander's starting to find the range a little bit on that right hook. Maybe Amir's slowing down, but again, he's throwing it as he's stepping back. He's throwing it as a check, and I don't know if Devon can generate any power that will get Amir's respect on the check hook.
Final minute of the 9th. Khan misses with the sweeping left hook.
The dynamic of this fight, unfortunately for Devon Alexander, has never changed. It's been exactly the same, and he has been unable to do something different.
What can he do different, Paulie? What adjustments need to be made in the final 3 rounds?
You got to take some chances, you know, and he's tried, but again, taking chances is easier said than done because Amir controls range so well. It's like even if you want to take chances, you got to get close to him to do it, and he controls that range so well behind the jab that you may not even be able to do that.
15 seconds left in the 9th round. Khan staying at range, now backpedaling. Comes forward, manages to sneak in the right hand through, splitting the guard of Alexander as we head to round number 10.
You just follow this guy around, bro. You just follow. Put your head in there, bro. You just follow. You ain't giving me nothing I asked you to do. You know what I'm saying? My throat, sore, breath, voice gone. You gonna go get this dude, because all I tell you now, you gotta go get this dude. All these rounds starting to look alike. You gotta turn this shit around, man. And you gotta get up in them. They turn this shit around. You reaching, you gotta get up in them. You gotta.
Is there an echo in the MGM Grand Garden right now?
Kevin Hunningham referencing he's sick. He's had a bad cold the last couple of days. And he's saying, look, he's appealing to him. I can't even talk enough to tell you. You just got to go get him.
And, you know, he gave him real advice. He was as real as he could be. And Kevin Cunningham, one of the better trainers in the sport today. And I mean, he was about as real as he can get with Devon right there.
Yeah, both Cunningham and Hunter, good friends. But this is business, and so far, Amir Khan taking care of business, utilizing that footwork now. Alexander's faced 8 current or former champions. Khan has faced 10. But then again, there's Floyd Mayweather, who's faced 20, as Khan again puts that hand speed on display, manages to score with the right hand through the guard. Now, Alexander coming forward, but that left hand on the end of that combination was blocked by Khan.
That's what I like to see. You know, Amir moves a lot to the left. Maybe Alexander can make him stop with throwing a little short right hook and then shooting a hard left hand. Kind of get him to stop by using the right hook as a bait and then shooting the left hand right down the middle once he stops.
That's what you have to do against the lefty. That's how you stop him from moving away.
He tried it earlier in the round. It worked once.
Yes.
Oh, you got to deal with that when you try to cut range on Amir.
And Alexander trying to get more aggressive, gets tagged with the jab. That right hook blocked by the glove of Khan.
See, like right here, nice jab there, but even if you throw the hook like at his shoulder, just enough to make him stop circling, if you get him to stop, you can shoot a left hand down the middle.
Good footwork by Khan.
Amir Khan's fighting a very, very good fight. I mean, he is fighting as close to a perfect fight here as you can.
Very focused, sticking with the game plan and avoiding good head movement, staying away from the attempts at Alexander to close the gap, and then going downstairs, changing levels, good body shot, and then going upstairs with that blazing hand speed. The left hook behind the glove scores.
And that's the thing with Amir, the body punching is very sneaky.
And we mentioned that Alexander has only had 1 knockout in the last 4 years against Lee Purdy, kind of a journeyman fighter. So,
and even that makes it hard. That they did was a TKO stoppage where he just beat up on him.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
45 seconds left. Khan grazing the chin with that left hook. Alexander said he was going to stay in the pocket and fight, but it's all about that hand speed, and Amir Khan also accurate tonight, and with 30 seconds left in the round. You're going to illustrate that, I think, Al, coming up at the end of the round as we go inside the rope.
That was foreshadowing by you. That's okay. You were foreshadowing what we're going to do.
10 seconds left. Jab by Alexander.
You see Alexander trying to lead, coming up short.
Good combination at the end by Khan.
Let's go inside the ropes, as Amar suggested. We're going to look at some of that accuracy and the hand speed of Amir Khan, and this has been the difference in the fight. He has thrown combinations, and even if occasionally he gets clipped with a counter punch like that, he has been too quick for Devon Alexander, and he's been accurate, and that's the big part of this. And so it has been a struggle for Alexander to deal with this hand speed and the combination punching of Amir Khan. And these are sequences as we've gone through the fight. Yes, it looks the same.
Walking forward, he's got to be a fighter, but he is not effective walking forward. Okay? You hear me? Sleeve deep. Come on, man. He's gonna walk to you. He got to. Keep turning. Use your check hook. Stay in position. Straight on, jab.
Round 11.
Amir Khan is 5-1 in 12-round fights, and Alexander is 4-1. So they've both had experience going 12 and have had good success. Amir Khan made the point to us that being at 147 is the weight for him because he was always having a hard time making 140, and he feels that just has made him a stronger, bigger fighter, and he looks like a welterweight.
Yeah.
And here's the speed again as Khan able to get through with a couple of those punches, keeping Alexander frozen. Alexander just walking him down, not cutting off the ring.
You know, Ali, going back to your point about him putting on the size, you know, Amir has the body frame to put on more weight. You know, guys like Tommy Hearns were able to move up a lot of weight classes. The frame, Alexis Arguello, Amir Khan also very tall, so he has the frame to kind of fill out and move up these weight classes and remain pretty strong.
So a minute gone here in the 11th as we are into the home stretch. And Paulie, you have been on record as saying that Amir Khan stylistically would give the likes of Floyd Mayweather maybe his toughest test.
Yeah.
You stand by that after what you were seeing here tonight, and elaborate a little more on why.
And again, it's going back to what I said before. It's about winning rounds. Floyd's target in every fight is not so much to hurt you off the bat. You know, if he can, he'll hurt you, but he'll win every round. And Amir looks to do the same thing. Amir's style is not based on trying to get you out of there right away. It's taking the lead and putting you behind the 8 ball, putting you behind in the fight. And I just feel like Amir is busy. His ability to control range. He's a nightmare for any kind of boxer. And Floyd is a technical boxer as well. He may be a very good technical boxer, maybe the best technical boxer, but styles make fights. I feel Amir is a nightmare for him.
And I think it's the height and range you talked about that it could be the issue and would be very intriguing.
Countered left hook by Khan, found the target. Final minute of the 11th. There's a left hook straight right down the middle that scored for Khan.
I'd like to see Devon cut off the ring here.
Yeah, he's just following him around in a circle.
And there he goes. He just took a step over to cut off Amir, and it made Amir stop. But again, it's still easier said than done. Amir
30 seconds remaining in the round. There's a left hand that got through, but Khan again just putting together the lightning quick combination. Blocks that jab and just now backpedaling.
Devon landed a good shot at the end of that combination that Amir threw, though. And Amir looking to kind of finish the round without engaging after that.
Why is you letting the man go the way he want to go? I mean, don't let him go this way. Cut the damn ring off, man, and make him run into what you want him to run into. It's on you, bro. What's this? This the last round? You got 3 minutes.
Keep turning. Okay. We don't need a knockout. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran into something if you do it. Yeah. When he steps over, you step over with your check hook. Quick ones, not hard ones. Discipline, Take your time. Drop the
the 12th and final round of this match is
Just keep him lined up with the ring.
This is round 12.
A great advice from both corners, and we begin the 12th and final round. Amir Khan versus Devon Alexander.
Two trainers in Virgil Hunter and Kevin Cunningham, who, as Virgil said, have a beautiful check left hook, which he asked for, who have been miles with amateur fighters, driven 300 miles to take them to fights. Now here they are in a top-level professional fight matching wins.
An aggressive start to the final round for Khan, who's already landed a series of left hooks to the face of Devon Alexander.
Let's go. To underscore Alexander's situation, along with Steve Farhood's unofficial scoring of the show stat numbers, which Khan has landed 223 punches coming into this round to only 81 for Alexander. And so Devon Alexander needs to make something dramatic happen.
A minute gone in the 12th round, and remember, going into this fight, the thought process was that, yes, Khan needed a win, but he also needed to solicit the hue and cry from the paying public to demand a fight against Floyd Mayweather. Al, do you think this is enough against, again, a tricky, crafty, world-class boxer in Devon Alexander? He's dominated. He's looked good. Has he looked good enough?
Well, in my opinion, I got to be honest, I'm going to say yes. I didn't know that I would say that, and I'm saying it because of what he did against Collazo and what he's doing here tonight. I'm not suggesting Devon Alexander is Floyd Mayweather. He's not. But the points Paulie made, I think, were so accurate and so on point that we see a man. He's engaging also. He's landing a lot of punches in this fight.
I think you're right, Al. I mean, Devon Alexander is a very good fighter. Have we ever seen him dominated this way? He's won almost every second of every round. And against a good fighter who, you know, if you fight the wrong kind of style, Devon will beat you. Devon will confuse you. You know, so we want to entertain here. If you're Amir, you're thinking about entertaining, but at the same time, dominating Devon Alexander is such a statement because doing it this way hasn't been done.
Oh, another combination that scores for Amir Khan. Final 45 seconds as he looks to move to 7-0 against the Southpaws in a pivotal matchup in the most stacked weight division in the sport. Two top 10 ranked welterweights here tonight. And Amir Khan in his second fight at 147 pounds, taking Devon Alexander to school. 15 seconds left as Khan stumbled after they stepped on the foot of Alexander. So far, Amir Khan has looked fantastic at welterweight. Will this be enough to garner a mega payday bout in 2015? Shock. Khan celebrating the efforts of his son. A smile across his face as Amir Khan, Devon Alexander go 12 rounds. But Amir Khan under Virgil Hunter coming into this fight 3-0 and continues to show maturity, having turned 28 this past Monday.
Do next time. You won every round.
And who knows what is going through the mind of Devon Alexander. And meanwhile, obviously a hushed atmosphere at Knockouts Bar and Grill in Missouri as they seem resigned to the fact that Devon Alexander will not be bringing home the victory, but it's up to the three judges here at ringside. And believe me, we've seen stranger things happen when it comes to adjudicating the sweet science.
We hope that that's not the case here. The numbers are very dramatic. You know, the power, landing 54% of his power punches is impressive. And even though he landed only at 36% of the jabs, he used it very effectively. And Devon Alexander's jab was a missing weapon in this fight, and that was a big key because he couldn't set up his other punches.
Dominant performance for Amir Khan in his sophomore effort at 147.
He made the point to us that in sparring, this fight, he felt like everything slowed down for him. He was able to get it done perfectly.
US media for getting behind me this fight, and I'm getting better.
The scores have been tabulated. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside Glenn Feldman scores the bout 119 to 109. John McKay sees it 118 to 110. And Jerry Roth scores the bout 120 to 108. All three in favor of the winner, Amir
Amir Khan remains unbeaten at welterweight in his second fight at 147. A very impressive effort against one of the toughest fighters in the welterweight division, the slick southpaw Devon Alexander, who was, well, almost a shutout here tonight by Amir Khan. The judges gave rounds 1 and 8 only to Alexander. Let's go to Jim Gray standing by with the winner.
All right, Morrow, thank you very much. Amir, congratulations on this fight. Was this about as close to a perfect fight as you could have fought?
Look, I trained very hard. I want to, first of all, thank Allah for all the success. Thank Al Heyman. Also thank his team, Golden Boy. Also Virgil Hunter and Tony Brady. We worked very hard for this fight, so I know that I had to make a statement at the 147 division. And it was against a tough guy, Devon. I think it was one of my best performances because I wasn't rushing, I was under my feet, I was up against a very skillful fighter. So I knew not to make any mistakes. But I just want to thank Devon's team for, giving me a great fight. I mean, still, Devon come to fight. I mean, he gave me a tough fight.
What would you say, in your estimation, enabled you to control the range and control the action?
I've told you from day one, I'm the best boxer and the quickest hands in the world. With Virgil Hunter, he's teaching me when to attack, what positioning I should be in before I throw an attack, and to be in my stance. Every time I've been hurt in the previous fights, I was off balance. I'm getting better as I'm getting older. I'm just turned 28. I'm getting wiser. I'm getting better as a fighter. So I was just under my feet more. I was boxing because I know I have great boxing skills. I just had to be smart in there, not to get carried away. It's in my blood to fight. When I get hit, I want to fight again. At times, I did do that in the fight today, but then I recomposed myself and resetted myself and started to box again.
What enabled you, and why were you so effective with that left hook?
Look, I have the best jab in the business, I believe. And with a quick jab, I have quick hands. With the speed, it causes a lot of problems to guys. Now with Devon, to me, he throws a jab, he brings the jab down. So it was open for the left hook. I was moving to the left more, so I was doing what I had to do. The drills that we did in the gym with Virgil and my trainer, he was teaching me to move to the left, feint and for that left hook, and it was working for me all the time.
Amir, you know that the public wants to see Manny Pacquiao fight Floyd Mayweather. But in the event that can't be made, do you feel as though you put out enough of a statement this evening, were exciting and entertaining enough to have now earned that fight against Floyd Mayweather?
Look, last year it happened. And I really believe that I've earned my shot against, the best fighter in the world, which is Floyd Mayweather. I really believe Khan v Mayweather will be huge. The UK fans will come to watch and come to support, and we're going to take the belt off him. I really believe Floyd will have big problems with speed, movement, accuracy. I mean, Floyd's one of the best fighters in the world, don't get me wrong, but I want my chance. Now, let's see what happens. I mean, I'm going to leave it to Al Heyman, my team, and let's hope we get that fight.
Amir, congratulations. Terrific night.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Let's bring in Devon. Devon, I guess it's just simple. What happened? He just seemed to control all of the action and all of the range.
Of course. I mean, I don't want to make no excuses. He the better man tonight. I wasn't getting off. I wasn't getting off like I planned. My coach told me to get off. I wasn't getting off, so he got off.
Your jab seemed to be missing. Was it simply a case where you couldn't find him and get to him?
Well, yeah, he was running a lot, but that ain't no excuse, I could have caught him. We worked hard in the gym. I could have caught him. We worked on catching the jab and shooting the jab, so I could have did all that. I just didn't do it.
Devon, styles make fights, and this was a tough style for you. You were in a position of having to come forward, which usually is not your style. How difficult did that make it for you?
Well, I know how to come forward. I know how to come forward sometime, and I can do it, but like I said, I was supposed to follow the game plan. I was moving good. I was catching the jab good, but I wasn't getting off.
What would you like to do next?
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. You know, this is a loss. Nobody never wants to lose. Talk to my coach and my promoter, Al Heyman, and see what they want to do. But, you know, every loss is bad, so.
Devon, we appreciate it. There are a lot of people back home and across the country very proud of you.
Thanks.
All right, let's go back tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Jim. And again, Amir Khan, as we look at the official scoring here in Las Vegas by the three judges, and just a clinic by Amir Khan. And again, do not discount the talents of Devon Alexander, a two-division champion, a slick, crafty southpaw. But Amir Khan has had his way with lefties, improving to 7-0 and looking poised, looking very patient and focused with the speed, movement, and accuracy as we now look at the unofficial scoring from our own Steve Farhood. And again, a wide margin as Amir Khan stays unbeaten now at welterweight, moving to 2-0. All right, let's go back to BK.
You know, Mauro, I think you're right, and Steve Farhood was right there too, because he even gave a make-good round to Alexander. You're not supposed to do that, Steve. Come on, but you sense, look, this is not a blowout, but round by round, you're giving every single round to Amir Khan. You want to give a round to Devon Alexander, and some of the judges did, but it was Amir Khan's night in a matchup of skilled boxers. Khan just a bit faster, longer, controlled distance a bit better, jab better, and looked more aggressive in the first round. He came out with 3-4 punch combinations, following up, jab, right hand, hook, and showed some, variety, showed an arsenal, and went after Devon Alexander, who's not an easy guy to get out of there. And remember, Khan's seen as a possible superstar when he turned pro. He's had setbacks, he's had losses, but we give credit to a guy who's putting together a superior professional career. 4 straight wins now since his loss to Danny Garcia. Coming up next weekend, we have 2 special episodes of our award-winning All Access series. Friday, December 19th, it's All Access Amir Khan Epilogue, immediately following boxing. And then on Saturday, December 20th, it's the epilogue episode of All Access Keith Thurman. Both men winning crucial fights here tonight, and our cameras on hand to document the victories. And once again, we'll have a full discussion up here. Mauro, Al, and the guys, Paul, all up here now. We're going to talk about this in just a few minutes first, though, and then talk about the possibility of a fight with Floyd Mayweather, if that happens. Not saying it's definite, but possibility. We'll talk about that. More from Las Vegas in a moment, but first, here's a look at what's coming up on Showtime tomorrow night and in 2015.
Tell me what you did to stop an attack that wiped out my entire station.
It was a goddamn coup.
There was a Taliban flag waving over my head. I can't let that stand.
Carrie.
Yes, sir.
Is there something going on I should know about?
With the Pakistanis.
He thinks he can fix this by himself, but all he can do is get himself killed.
He's an assassin.
You know these people do not fuck around.
Periods have issued a kill order. It's his head or mine.
Okay.
Once in your life, you need to listen.
Homeland, tomorrow at 9, only on Showtime and Showtime Anytime.
This isn't a film. I want to say something. I have things I want to think about, things I want to dive into and get off my chest. I don't have the patience to sit and write a book, so I'll do it this way. What I found through the process is that it became more than a documentary. It became therapy on film.
All right, let's go through the night in boxing here on Showtime Championship Boxing at the MGM Grand. We started off with Jamal Charlo versus Lenny Bowtie. Charlo showing off short, hard shots, made quick work of the unheralded fighter out of Italy, took out Bowtie with a tight hook in round 3. Charlo now gets his mandatory with the IBF belt holder Cornelius Bundridge. Jamal Charlo, as both Charlo brothers won here tonight, and Jamal wins to the knockout in the 3rd round. Abner Mares is back. This was spectacular against Jose Ramirez. All action from the start. Ramirez was into it, outgunned Mares with the KO after round 5. and now set up for big names at 122 and 126 as he prefers a rematch with Johnny Gonzalez. We'd love to see that. We'd just love to see Abdamar is in there again. The co-feature, welterweights Keith Thurman and Leonard Bundu. Thurman fought a tough, energetic 40-year-old opponent. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but knocked him down early. Unexpectedly, though, heard boos from the crowd when he couldn't do more damage to the unknown Bundu. Thurman still wins every round on all three judges' cards and learns something about the fickle nature of the crowds. But he gets the win and he stays unbeaten. And then in the main event, the blazing hand speed and the superior combination throwing from Amir Khan, as you see right there, outdoing a game Devon Alexander, and Amir Khan wins his fourth straight fight since losing to Danny Garcia and showing his superior boxing skills and his class. Once again, a unanimous decision, winning most every round on all three judges' cards. It's Amir Khan with the win. We're back here now with the fellas. Again, Khan, Alexander. Hey, by the way, tonight's Showtime Championship Boxing, we'll have several re-airings. In case you missed part of it, you want to watch the fights once again, you can check out the replays on Showtime and Showtime Extreme. See, I'm so anxious to agree with Paulie Malignaggi because we sit out here all the time and his voice gets raised. He starts screaming at me, Al, you hear it. And Paulie, I've been saying this for a couple of years. Even if Khan, doesn't warrant a fight with Floyd Mayweather, the boxing skill that he shows, the style, I think would give Floyd a real tussle. I don't think that was a popular opinion before we saw him here tonight. What did you see here tonight that kind of bolsters that opinion?
I know, I agree. I was saying it even before tonight, and again, like you said, this performance bolsters my opinion. I mean, again, like I said all night during the fight, his ability to control range allows him to have the advantage over any other fighter that likes to fight a technical boxing match. He has trouble with guys who punch with him, guys who brawl, because guys like that aren't so concerned about range. They're just going to try to cut the range any way they can and throw any punches they can. But from a technical standpoint, if you try to time the guy, he's got a lot of feinting, uses height and range very well. He's got very long arms, super fast hands. If he gets too close, he just jumps on top of you and holds you. Otherwise, if he doesn't get too close, he's able to slip out of range in time and that height helps him do that. It's hard to win rounds against him, and this solidifies that opinion. Again, I mean, it's hard to win rounds. Devon Alexander is a very good boxer. He's not a shot boxer by any means, Devon Alexander. He's still a boxer in his prime who will beat a lot of top 10 welterweights. Amir made him look like a rank amateur, and it's not a knock on Devon Alexander at all. He just dominated him. And again, he's a scary guy to fight from a technical standpoint. Floyd Mayweather is a technical fighter.
Al, we've seen Floyd get behind on the cards to Zab Judah and Oscar De La Hoya, and I'm not saying Amir Khan is Oscar De La Hoya. However, I also don't see Amir Khan, if he gets a lead at this age in his prime, sliding away. I don't know. That's the way I see it. How do you see it matching up?
Here's the point. First, let's put this to us. Everybody wants to see Manny Pacquiao fight Floyd Mayweather. I want to see that fight happen.
Sure.
We all want to see it. If it doesn't happen, I have drunk the Kool-Aid from you and from Paulie Malignaggi, because Paulie did a great job of explaining it tonight. Amir Khan is very much the next best possibility because of all these things we're talking about in terms of the way he fights. And you hit it on the head. Maybe somebody could make the case, does he deserve a fight, doesn't he? Right. He dominated Luis Collazo, he's beaten Devon Alexander, and he's shown to anybody that understands boxing, he's a tricky matchup for Mayweather.
And it's something you guys say all the time. The amateur pedigree, the style, the class that he shows through the years, even in losses. Look, he was outboxing Danny Garcia, got caught. It happens to a guy who could throw a real hook like Garcia.
Yeah, and I think he's gotten a little more intelligent. That patience that he's talking about, it shows there. I agree with Al. I think for the sake of boxing, Mayweather-Pacquiao has to happen. But I'm going to go as far as saying Amir is more dangerous to Floyd than I think Pacquiao is. Amir is very dangerous. And I'm going to go one step further and really confuse people. He may lose. Amir may not be able to beat Keith Thurman or Kell Brook. He may not. He may or may not be. Styles make fights. And that's the thing about boxing. Styles make fights. But I still think he's probably the most dangerous guy to Floyd Mayweather right now.
And every guy on the